Welcome to Electric Boogaloo Part 2, a podcast dedicated to the glory that is the movie sequel. On this show, you'll join myself, Taj Hodges, along with co-host Stephen Romo, in a monthly discussion with a guest who feels particularly passionate about yet another Part 2 film. We hope to bring to light the beauty, the horror, the desperate money grabs, and the welcome second acts that make up the sequels we hate to love and love to hate. Stephen and myself make no claims to be experts in film, nor do we claim the rights to any of the films we review. We just feel passionately about dumb stuff, and we're bored. If you're bored too and have ever played Electric Boogaloo, this might just be the podcast for you.
Brandy.
No, right. Now remember.
Shout out to Brandy.
Shout out to Brandy, and welcome to another exciting episode of Electric Boogaloo Part 2, the podcast that asks the question,
Shameless plug.
was the second one necessary, or was it just another dirty cash grab? We've been on hiatus for quite a while, and unfortunately we're still a fractured camp. One of our co-host, Stephen Yanez Romo, is
R.I.P. Romo. Wait, he's rest when you go to bed tonight.
He's
just like
probably
rest,
sleeping.
get some rest, and make sure that is very peaceful.
Rest peacefully.
He's alive.
Rest peacefully.
Not in peace.
Near, like around with peace. So, but no, Romo's on the road right now, and unfortunately couldn't be with us today. But filling in full duties as both producer and co-host today, we have, you know him, you love him, Justin Miller.
Hi.
Thank you, Justin,
Good
for once
morning.
again producing
Thank
the
you.
show, hosting us in your beautiful home,
Yes.
providing us with coffee. And,
He has a lot of coffee. Yo, when's the food gonna happen?
Because we formatted differently this time, I figured that I was actually gonna ask our guests to choose before we started recording, and of course, circumstances being what they always
let's
are.
tackle this
Forgot.
situation right now.
I'm not citing anything specifically that made us forget, but we definitely are being a little bit more forgetful right now. So yeah, food will be coming soon. We had actually hoped that one of our guests today would bring some barbecue with him, but we're not going to hold it against him.
You got an entire shop. You probably got like back log slabs of meat. I don't know.
I wish that was the truth.
Burnt ends.
We'll talk kiss of smoke a little bit later, but yes. So today we are a little late on getting the food, but we will get food eventually, and it'll be whatever our guests want while we watch the second film. I don't know why any of you listening would want to.
Oh, so what was the film?
So today, just so we can bring you all up to speed, we are being joined by 3 individuals. That's right, 3 guests. It's a first here in Electric Boogaloo history, and we're talking all things Tucson Hip Hop Fest and all things Tucson hip hop in general. So we will now go to the what was it? Co-organizer, co-creator, co-director of Tucson Hip Hop Festival, the manager of social media and queen of all. We've got Pike Romero and Odette Felix. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Of course, with them is also a local hip hop artist from way of what? Alaska? Is that true? Or Vancouver?
Yeah, no, not Vancouver.
You said something.
You said something
about being a
so born in Pittsburgh, raised in Alaska.
Okay.
And then transplant here.
And are okay.
No, we don't live in the igloos there.
We're happy to have him here, ladies and gentlemen. Cash Lansky.
Here.
Thank you all for joining us today. This is kind of an anniversary episode for us because about a year ago, Pike hit us up and said, "Hey, I love your podcast." And I said, "You heard our podcast?"
Yeah, right.
And he said, "Yeah, let's do an episode and advertise Tucson Hip Hop Fest 2017." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it."
Last year we had Marley B. It was a fun time. We watched Friday. And
It was like the third one, though.
yeah, we watched Friday and the Friday after next.
Right after next.
We did not watch the second Friday because it was also kind of our holiday episode. So it was a Christmas themed Friday. But that was lots of fun. And actually, Marley B and Cash, you guys have a connection with the album produced by Murs, correct? Or was that the
DJ
Tonight?
French.
DJ French. So that's the, what is it? The
Tonight Show.
Tonight Show.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So kind of a cool connection there. But
That was
once
like
again,
the first show I picked on was Friday after or next Friday when you
I think
asked
it was.
him.
Yeah,
He was like, Marley did that one.
I think Marley did that one. Yeah.
But yeah, so when Hip Hop Fest came back around, Pike, you hit me up, and we were like, yeah, it's been a while. We've been on hiatus.
Yeah.
Everyone's been kind of busy, but fuck yeah, let's talk Hip Hop Fest.
Yeah,
So yeah, thank you for reinvigorating the podcast.
Yeah, man. You guys are, you guys are
when you
great.
brought this up, today's Super Bowl Sunday, and so in the real world, right now we're recording this on Super Bowl Sunday, and everybody's questioning me. I don't know why, because I guess I'm more of a football fan. But anyways, they're like, do you want to spend your Sunday doing this podcast or just getting ready for football? I'm like, all right, what movie are you gonna watch? Toy Story, and I was like, "Oh shit! No, football can wait. Football can wait.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake and his holograms can wait."
Sad.
Yeah, how does everyone feel about that? I heard about the whole
That's a
Prince
no-go.
hologram.
Wait,
I don't want to see Prince
hologram?
hologram.
They're supposedly doing a Prince hologram,
Prince
in
hologram?
the halftime
I think
show.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Do you think it's
By itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
you know who they should bring back Janet Jackson. I'm just saying.
I ain't even talking about this. That
Okay.
She should be allowed to come back.
They try, I thought they
Because they tried to ban her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they're
well,
bringing-
that was the shit that it kind of derailed.
They should like bring her back and then act like they're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Can we?
Yeah, but instead she pulls his pants off or something. And he's like, "Ooh,
Reverse.
reverse."
I like that. That's reverse.
Nobody knew. Justin,
Patriarchy.
you were pierced.
Yeah, exactly. JT, I didn't know you had
Can I
a.
suggest Marilyn Manson for next year?
Marilyn Manson.
That'd be good to
You
watch.
know, revive his career.
Yeah.
Is he doing okay?
Didn't he fall
yeah,
recently?
last on stage.
I
Yeah.
think he's good.
Okay, well, good for him.
Anyway, and now we digress.
But yeah,
Toy Story.
I was also excited about the fact that we're like, all right, it's gonna be Pike, it's gonna be Cash Lansky, a bunch of dudes hanging out together.
Oh God, and then I
Super
come
Bowl
here.
Sunday. Oh no, you've been a joy, Odette. But no, a bunch of guys hanging out. What are we gonna do? Oh, we're gonna watch Toy Story and Toy Story 2. You know, that'll be
Yeah.
fun. But seriously,
No-
like,
no
how
better
how could you not? But yeah, before we get into the Toy Story, released in 1995, first full-length Pixar film produced by Disney, we'll talk a little bit to Odette and Pike about Tucson Hip Hop Fest. Tucson Hip Hop Fest 2018, slated for February 24th at 191 East Toole. I guess it's going to be going from noon to midnight that day. $15 tickets, and apparently there's also a $40 VIP for that one.
Dude.
I don't know. I heard it gets you some exclusive merchandise, something along those lines. We heard something about strippers, possibly. But
And
I'm not-
champagne,
promises. Champagne.
because
Living our dreams.
2018.
The VIP tickets are almost sold out.
Champagne, hip hop.
So get those VIP tickets quick.
You get a tote bag and maybe a record. The strippers and the champagne were there, but that wasn't a part of the festival. How long has the hip hop festival been going on?
This is our third year going into it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, damn.
We called it a summit the first year, so. But we still consider that part of the festival. So.
All right.
Yeah, 2015 to now. Super excited for it. It's going to be super dope from Diggus. And best one yet, for sure.
Yeah,
Who's headlining?
We got Bun B.
Dang.
Triple OG from UGK. Houston. Trill OG. Bun B. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Is he the cat? This is fucked up.
Just stop now.
Is he the cat that's like he has his own barbecue rubs now?
I think you're correct.
He's big. I'm not
This
for
deserves
sure, but I'm pretty
a
sure.
quick internet search.
His wife been cooking lately, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do like a kind of an Instagram food show.
All right.
And just big into food.
Yeah, because I remember reading about that.
And he's Texas.
And I don't know why. I don't know why I'm bringing it up, but I thought it was really funny because it was like Bun B, award-winning barbecue rub. It didn't say what award it was for. It's not a fucking won an Oscar. So so the barbecue rub's probably good.
Oh, I'm sure.
But award-winning Bun B, you have somebody who won an Oscar. Target Hip Hop Fest. That's a big fucking deal, man.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
You got an award-winning headliner. That's
Right?
So last
Trill,
year,
recognized Trill.
you guys had some involvement with the University of Arizona. Particularly, you had the kind of like the master class with Grandmaster Flash that was just
Last year,
yeah, it was
Super
just
dope.
like ridiculous.
I can't believe I missed that.
Did you say something about possibly having some kind of panels on the Friday before? Or?
Yeah, so this year we're actually having panels on Friday the 23rd from 1 to 4 at Dunbar Center down in Dunbar Springs. So it's gonna be super dope. We got talks on 2 different kind of tracks we're doing. One that's basically artist-driven content, just to really focus on your career and kind of just next steps and what to do for the future and what you need to be doing now. And then we have just a creative track where it's like just leisure type of stuff. And,
Right.
Say the artist track, we have a talk with Mike of Mellow Music Group, who's solely talking on Bandcamp and why Bandcamp is important as an artist and using that platform direct to consumer,
Right.
Because that's really where, in my opinion, is really going to be the forefront or what's going to lead the industry coming into years.
Oh, absolutely. Because it's all so easy to do on your own now. When I was playing in bands in the early aughts, and you had MySpace, and you could finally put a song somewhere.
For sure.
But now the fact that these artists can just monetize their product like right off the bat, I mean, it's incredible. It's a total game changer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's huge. That's awesome, and that's an important thing for kids to hear early off.
And to learn about
Early
that
on.
through the panel. I mean, you need somebody to kind of show them. You can't just step into the deep water and be like,
Right.
okay.
And there's a
Like
lot, and there's a
somebody-
lot of artists that don't understand that. A lot of artists in Tucson will just put the music on SoundCloud,
Which has its place, it has
for
its
sure,
merit.
for sure,
I
for sure.
use SoundCloud
For sure.
as storage for old shit that I don't want to spend anymore. That's just storage.
I mean, SoundCloud is there, but obviously being Apple Music, being on Spotify are great too.
Yeah.
But Bandcamp is really the best place as an independent artist to make your money off your music and also merch. And learning about the analytics of where your music is being played at in cities and
Speaking
countries.
of merch, though, you've got that like Metallicash Lansky shirt on yours. That shit's awesome. I checked out your Bandcamp last night. I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. It's
I have a few of those
Cash
left.
Lansky with the Metallica.
Yeah, I have a few of those left.
Classic.
I actually sold.
You have one in an XL or a double XL?
I think I have one in a double XL.
I would totally buy that.
Dang.
I'll let you know. As soon as I get home, I'll let you know.
Dope.
I've sold a few actually off of Bandcamp,
Yeah.
and I forgot I put it up there, and people's like, "Yo, I want that." I'm like, "Oh shit, I forgot I put it up there." So that shit works
It's
out.
awesome because that's something that wasn't an option.
Yeah, selling
there was
merch
no way.
online.
There was no way.
You have to like get your own web page and get a portion of your web page. Yeah, get a different link on your web page to go to something that sells your merch.
Yeah, exactly. Some merch.
And we have other talks too. We have another talk that deals strictly with PR and why it's important to have
Oh yeah.
public relations with PR stuff and marketing and things. That's gonna be really dope. And then even on the art side, leisure side, creative side, we have a talk based on just women in graffiti, and learning as a woman to how to even be safe when going out to look at graffiti.
Yeah.
Because graffiti is not a safe thing by any means. So that's gonna be an interesting one. And some stuff on booking. I don't know. It's gonna be awesome. So Friday, February 23rd, we've added panels with that, so it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's important stuff because beyond just the whole Bandcamp thing and artists being able to get their product out there, the leisure side of it. I think for me, I've played music for profit and for leisure. And I feel like
it's not leisure anymore. It's a leisure.
Oh, this is highbrow, you
right?
guys.
I gotta be a little verbose.
Please don't be obtuse.
Quite. No, but I've just found I had about a year and a half ago at work that was just hell, and I realized that I wasn't playing in bands anymore. I wasn't playing on a stage anymore, and at that point I realized I got to do it on my own because I don't have the means to do it with a group right now. And I immediately started feeling better. So I think that it's important for people to realize, like, you don't have to do this because you want to make money.
For sure.
You want to be huge.
Yeah,
for sure.
And, you know, I just got an MPK. I'm fucking 36 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm figuring out how to use MIDI for the first time in my life. Everything I've ever done has been like, you hit the string and the amp makes noise. And now it's like, oh shit, well, what channel does it talk to? Anyhow. But
yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing about the Hip Hop Fest every year. It's a big, there's many levels to people
super diverse.
performing. You know, there's the professionals who want to get to the next level. There's already the professionals like Bun B who, you know, award winning. And then, and then there's cats like myself who do this as a hobby but still like to be a part of the community.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely for like you said, the artists and the people that aren't pursuing this as a career. It's got the levels, it's got the diversity, and that's what we want to stress because that's what Tucson culture is. You know, a lot of Tucson culture, but even just the hip hop culture here in the city is so different from the country.
I feel like this. I mean, I don't know really, but I feel like that's true, and I feel like it's really within the last 5-6 years that because I mean, when I think about say when Flycatcher was plush. Before you were there, Miller.
10 years, more than 10 years. We're going 10 years back.
You wouldn't expect to see a hip hop show there, and if you did, then it would be someone that was touring, and then it would always be this. Oh, it was a shit show because it's some big artist in this little tiny room. It's like, of course it's going to be a shit show. You're not used to that kind of a show here, and then over the last few years with things like Pushing Buttons and While We Slept. Or is that okay?
Yeah. That was Ox's show.
Yeah, like all of a sudden it was like, oh, this is just a part of the community. Sure. Like this is just another. Like last night was indie rock. You know, Tuesdays dark wave. Oh shit, Stephen Romo's calling us. Maybe we can get him to do the synopsis. But now it's like, it just goes hand in hand, and I'm really happy to see that happen because it's depressing to think that we have to like. Fraction off. Yeah, and it's such a small community. Like we should all be benefiting from the fact that we're all trying to do something.
While it is a small community, you know, for the submissions this year for the festival, we had over 350 people.
Yeah,
dang.
And there's some obviously that aren't from Tucson, but the majority and the bulk of that, you know, is Tucson based. So while it's a small community, it's tight knit. Yet there's a lot of artists out there, which plays into what Lugo said earlier was that. Like it's really for everybody. It's for the bedroom artists. It's for the people who are out there doing shows every week. It's for the people who are touring nationally.
Yeah. So speaking of touring nationally, I hear that's the reason that UCash can't do the show.
I made it seem like I just said fuck no.
I hate on Cash. I'm a hater.
If you were watching
I'm a hater.
Pike's Insta story or Snapgram or whatever,
Insta Snap.
Yeah,
on some shade.
I'm not playing this year. I'm super sad.
He hates Tucson. You're here first.
No, I'm actually gonna go catch up on the road with my brother Marley B and Jay Tilt. They're on the road with Dizzy Wright. So I'm gonna go catch up with them in Atlanta and do the last 8 dates with them.
Sweet.
So other than that, I will be there. I submitted this year just like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's cool.
It's fucking awesome to see, man. Like. I see people talking about it, whether it's, you know, negative or positive about it, people are fucking talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's cool because even if they're talking negative about it, you're still involved in it. Like whether, you know, you had a better chance of just not even saying anything, you know what I'm saying? But now you're getting people like, what the fuck is they talking about? Oh, let me go see what they're talking about. And then you go see and you're like, well, I don't know why you were complaining. There's a whole bunch of fucking love out here.
Right.
Like the last 2 hip hop festivals, it's been crazy, insane love between the artists. And like, I'm super sad I'm missing it this year.
Yeah, and that's one thing that needs to be celebrated with Cash is that we are excited that he can't play because he's going to that next level.
Oh, exactly.
Just being on the road and consistently being an artist nationally. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that needs to be celebrated. And I'm happy that like we can talk about that like here, you know, because that needs to be known, that people need to understand that, like,
you see a bunch of people crying and complaining. It's not about that, man. It's about like creating what you think is beautiful. Like everybody's not going to think what the fuck you create is dope. Like, especially in the rap world, you know what I mean? But to go somewhere and have a lot of people represent where you're from and able to have a space to go to celebrate that shit, like people should really fucking appreciate that, because it's been a long time fucking coming. I can tell you many of years where we didn't get to celebrate all together and everybody wanted to have, be a part of it. But now we have that. Motherfuckers should celebrate it, appreciate it, and push it to be bigger. Like whether you're on there or not.
Yeah.
Like
seriously.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, last year, and if you haven't seen it, if you're listening and you haven't been to the hip hop festival yet, last year was my first year participating, and it was massive. I didn't really expect it to be on that scale. I just thought it was going to be a bunch of heads coming together, and hopefully a majority of the hip hop heads in town. But I mean, it was huge. It was very huge, and it felt good. Like you said, it was a lot of love, and it was a bunch of people coming together, giving input and putting in what they work on to help form the community stronger. Yep. I mean, it really... so if you haven't been... This is the third year. I only expect it to be bigger. I can tell that it's going to be a bigger show because I can see the tiredness and the rings under Pike's eye right now. He looks like he's a man who's seen some things in preparation for this, but he's going to deliver something.
Oh man,
something big's going to happen.
This year will officially make
February 24th.
The elder statesman of the Tucson hip hop scene.
I feel that way.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's something that I've wondered. Like, where are your roots in the Tucson hip hop scene? Like, when did it really all start for you? I don't think we really touched on that last time you were here.
Yeah. Let's see, my roots. That's interesting. I guess I don't know. I mean, I started. I mean, when at 18, like being here, like DJing in my garage,
right?
And then leaving for college to go to Oklahoma City.
Okay.
And then meeting people like Driving Scientists on the road, and just following the scene via out of state through the 2000s, and then just coming back in 2012 and just kind of sitting back and watching people and see how people work and not stepping on toes to see like where I can inch my way in, but really just kind of playing it cool and watching and I just pounced on it.
But I feel like that's true. I feel like it was like from 2012 on, man. Like seriously, I feel like that's when it really did become more in that trajectory of the community's really finally finding a place for everyone to be involved. Yeah,
it was really 2014 is when I really started to branch out here and really focus on it. WeAreBuggingOut.com is a blog I started when I moved here in 2012. And that was just me sitting back watching people and finding stuff I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
So, but
where were you going?
That still exists, though, right? That
still exists. Yeah. So I just don't have time to add stuff to it myself. So I got my dude Eric Cortez, Royal one.
I saw the review of your 2017 Cool Table.
Yeah. And so Eric's a really cool man. He's just it's just a young kid who wants to just blog about rap and talk about it, and
he knows his shit.
He knows his stuff, which is once again like I was looking for somebody to kind of take the reins of that portion of what we do, and he's grabbed it, man. He's going for it. He's doing what we wanted to do, 2 articles a day, every day. He's been doing it consistently for the past year, so
that's insane. That's so much writing.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's needed.
That's so much, and so and it's doing what it was doing for me when I moved to Tucson. People starting to see it and gravitate towards it, and now for him, that's happening to him. Right. People are starting to look at him in a certain way, in a certain light, and it's just great to see. So
yeah.
Shout out to Royal One.
Yeah.
Royal Cortez.
Definitely. So back to the theme of the actual podcast.
We should probably
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I enjoy it, like just conversing. But what I'd love to do, actually, Romo tried to call us, so I'm gonna see if I can get him on the phone right quick and see if he wants to talk about Toy Story 1, which was the 1995 Pixar release that started the Toy Story franchise. Stephen Romo, you're live on Electric Boogaloo Part 2. I know. Oh, shit. I didn't hit speaker. There we go. Try again.
I can barely hear you. I'm like right next to the Mexican border.
Well, we actually just got to the point of the show with the synopsis.
That's.
Is that too loud?
I know, it's fine.
Okay, so I'm holding you up to my mic, but then I have to lean back. So what I'm gonna have you do is just you've seen Toy Story, right?
Yeah, but it's been. I was gonna try to watch it on vacation, but I couldn't find it.
Okay, well, can you try and piece together a basic outline of the Toy Story story?
You still?
What?
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Can you give us a quick synopsis of Toy Story?
Okay, from what I remember, Woody is kind of like the big shit on campus, and Andy is the owner of Woody, and then Andy gets a Buzz Lightyear doll, and Buzz Lightyear. Oh, and by the way, Randy Newman does all the music for Toy Story.
Yeah,
definitely have to mention that.
Yeah, I remember hating that as a kid. I don't really care for Randy Newman that much, but
yeah.
as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate him. But when I was a kid, I definitely didn't like Randy Newman. But Buzz Lightyear shows up. He's like the new kid in town, and he's like the shit. And everyone's fascinated by him, like all like his toy friends. And Buzz Lightyear totally thinks that he's like the actual Buzz Lightyear, and he's like living this like crazy fantasy world.
Right.
And so like Woody's like totally pissed off at that, because like it's taking all his.
Uh-oh. I think we might have lost Romo for a second.
No, I mean, it's still looking like it's on.
Yeah.
Romo, you still there?
Romo, are you still with us?
Romo?
Yeah, we lost Romo.
Damn!
He might call back. Like I said, Romo is on the road.
He was doing a great job. There he goes.
This is the most exciting. Okay, you're back. Give us.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Well, I don't really know where I hung up at.
Okay, so Buzz Lightyear thinks he's actually Buzz Lightyear.
Right. So he thinks he's a real Buzz Lightyear, and he's trying to go to like Star Command, or he's trying to get a hold of Star Command or something. And doesn't he go to like a pizza shop, and he realizes that he's not? That's where I kind of forget.
Okay.
Like how Buzz Lightyear like got really existential about shit.
He does actually. He has quite a character journey in the film. He gets really disillusioned. He kind of has to wander the desert, so to speak.
Yeah.
On a horse with no name.
And then that little prick Sid that lives next door.
Right?
Yeah, fuck
You're on the right track. Keep going.
You delinquent.
Okay, so doesn't like Woody sell him out? Like Woody he like banishes Buzz Lightyear or some shit, right?
Well, yeah, like Woody pulls some backhanded shit.
He tries to kill him.
Tries to like knock him behind the desk and inadvertently knocks him out the window. So then
it's the yard, right?
So to regain the favor of his
peers,
friends, he has to he has to go after Buzz, and you can tell it's totally like a self-serving move. I mean, he's not doing it. He's not doing it out of the kindness of his heart. He's doing it so that the other toys don't treat him like a dick anymore.
Right, totally.
But yeah, so he does. He goes to Sid's house to bail him out, and when he finds him, Buzz is disillusioned and is just like, "Fuck it, let Sid do whatever he's gonna do. Strap a goddamn rocket."
Yeah, he's like drinking coffee, and he says his name is what? Mrs. Nisbet.
Oh my god, that is totally the name. Yes, it is Mrs. Nisbet. You are correct.
That's right.
He got hella drunk off
I
that
remember being
tea.
a kid, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like his real name is Nisbet, and I thought that was really funny when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I guess I wasn't a kid. I was like 23 when it came out.
No, that was 95.
23.
So
yeah, dude, I was born in 1971.
Oh, that's true. You were born in 71. So Woody goes to get Buzz. Buzz is drunk on Darjeeling, and then what happens?
Well, they have to get him out of Sid's house, right? And then doesn't he get all like the fucked up toys together to do like this big breaking out of prison thing?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
It was very well orchestrated.
They all work together because all the toys are we're all fucked up, but fuck Sid more, you know?
Yeah, seriously. Although we had a conversation about Sid because is Sid so fucked up? He was a creative kid. Yeah, are we trying to limit the creativity of children by saying that they shouldn't take pieces of toys and put them on other toys and make a new toy? What's wrong with that?
You can only limit the creativity of children if you look like Sid. Sid looks like a kid that has thought about shooting up school, but never did.
That's what I think, but it's.
Oh man, too soon. Well, no, I guess too topical is the unfortunate truth of that. But yes, you are correct.
Sid looks like a prick.
We think that his name is Sid Violet or no
Villain.
Sid Villain.
Sid Villain.
Yeah, but in the liner notes it's just listed as Sid. So the toys attack Sid. Sid freaks out, runs away, and Buzz and Woody are reunited. How does the movie end?
I remember that there's a scene where Buzz Lightyear has a rocket on his back, and he kind of gets his groove back, so to say.
Yes.
And I remember that there's a scene where both of their faces are getting pushed back because they're going so fast.
That's true. I think it was.
I believe there's a kid in a car that looks back, and I believe they're listening to the Lion King soundtrack.
Oh,
wow, that's true.
Wow,
Easter egg. Easter egg.
Is that true? Yeah, it's Hakuna Matata, right?
No, I didn't hear that, but I want to.
I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah, the
Damn
kids that
it,
see
so
the toys flying through the road are listening to Lion King. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I know very little nuances of the movie, but I have no idea what it is. Don't they interview someone else? If someone else, that was a big mistake.
Wait, what was that?
Sorry, I'm 47 in El Paso.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, hey, thank you for the synopsis. You got way more details than I expected from someone
That's pretty
who
good.
hasn't heard. We're sorry you're not here. We've been talking Tucson Hip Hop Fest, and Pike is telling us all about his history. But we'll hopefully see you soon. Have you guys been to Meow Wolf yet?
Yeah, we went to Meow Wolf the last day.
Oh shit! I think we're losing you again.
Dude, I totally saw some fucking aliens last night.
Oh man!
Actual aliens. Well, we look forward to hearing more about your alien encounters.
No, tell us now. This is the juicy shit.
No, this is too much.
Juicy shit.
But we love you, and we hope you have safe travels. What's that?
The aliens, great.
But thank you very much for letting me be a part of this. I'm sorry that I'm out there. And hello to everyone that's there.
Yes, we miss you. We'll see you soon, brother.
Love you, buddy.
All right. Love you guys.
Watch out for them aliens.
Be safe.
Bye.
So there you have it. Modern technology.
That's pretty good.
That was interesting. Hopefully we got some.
Yeah, those points.
Got some good details.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean, he totally missed the point as to why the rocket was on his back.
Well, yeah. But
and why he was going towards the thing. Odette.
I don't know either.
Detail?
we weren't really paying attention to the movie.
Yeah, we were.
But no, so yeah, Toy Story came out in 1995. It was the #1 grossing film in box offices that year. Yeah, that was the same year that we saw Batman Forever, Apollo 13,
Wow,
Pocahontas, and Ace Ventura 2 was number 5. So that's kind of crazy to think about.
So it was a shitty year. Besides
movies.
Toy Story and
Batman
Apollo
Forever
13.
is the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And all that, right?
No, that was the second one.
Wait, hold on.
Batman Forever is the first Joel Schumacher, and it's the one.
Oh, that one was
fucking
fucking
the first appearance
terrible.
of Robin and Joker Two-Face and
Poison Ivy.
Riddler.
Oh.
Poison Ivy.
Oh, it is the one with
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dr. Cool or Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. At least Arnold's one-liners in that movie were amazing.
Batman and Robin. Batman Forever. That's Batman Forever is Val Kilmer Batman. Batman and Robin is George Clooney Batman. and they're both Joel Schumacher, and they're both crap. That's my. I actually do. I will watch Batman Forever, but I won't watch Batman and Robin ever.
What? I like it.
I like that one.
Me too.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
I'm sorry, but it's my podcast, so you're wrong.
That's not from Seal.
Wait, which one?
This
Kiss
is
from a Rose was Batman Forever, which I will agree, like, because that's Tommy Lee Jones.
Yo, that is the best song to sing in karaoke.
It's one of the greatest songs ever.
Too inebriated to realize you're making a poor decision.
Oh, that takes a lot of confidence. I'm not there.
So good.
Definitely not there.
Oh, man.
We've all tried. I mean, I've tried.
We've all tried it.
I've never tried. I'm not.
As much as
I know my limitations, and it's not Seal.
That's one of those.
I mean, and
songs
it is Seal.
where you're on the second verse and you're like, oh wow, I really just know the chorus. Like, I don't
That's
know
true. That also.
It's like somebody going up and trying to do "Let's Talk About Sex" or something. Like,
I'll do that. I'll do that all day
Wait,
long.
it's not just the chorus.
It's true. It's true.
But yeah, so Toy Story, the budget of $30 million. It was the first Pixar full-length computer animated film. At a budget of $30 million, it grossed $373.5 million worldwide, and quickly became one of the most beloved Disney films of all time. Then they said,
much so.
Yeah, so much so that they said, well, are we going to do a sequel? Aren't we? At that time, Disney's sequels were not, they were not good. Nobody liked them, and they were mostly going direct to video. And plus, they spent 4 years in between Toy Story and Toy Story 2 basically profiting off of the concept. So you had video games, you had CD-ROMs, you had toys, all that shit. That was what Disney was, and that's kind of Disney's model. They just make money off of the properties, but they don't have to produce another movie. But there really wasn't a plan to do a Toy Story 2. And then director John Lasseter was putting together some CD-ROMs, and Disney caught wind of it, and they checked it out, and they were like, hey, you should do a second one. And they're like, well, what's our time frame? And they're like, 9 months. And they're like, fuck. So then they tried to produce Toy Story 2. But yeah.
And we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. So far, we've watched Toy Story 1. Now that we've watched Toy Story 1, you were saying, Cash, that you've seen these movies a lot.
Yes.
When was the first time you saw Toy Story 1? Because I mean,
95. So I probably seen it in 95.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure I did.
How old were you? I'm just trying to.
Yeah, Gabe.
7th grade.
Yeah, I was like 7th grade. So about
12.
Yeah.
11? 12, 11? Is that right?
12, 11.
7th grade. Yeah, around there, 12.
I was 12.
Yeah.
I was 12 years old.
Okay, yeah.
Man.
95, I was 14.
I am such an old man. I was graduating high school. I was 18, and so this movie was advertised as like the first completely computer-generated animated movie. Yeah. And so that was big. That was a really big deal then. And so, yeah, I remember going to the theater and watching it and just kind of like looking at the technology and saying like, wow, I can't believe they did all that.
Yeah, and then the whole thing where it's like tied in with Steve Jobs. I mean, Steve Jobs is co-owner of Pixar, and then you're thinking like, oh, Apple Macintosh, movies, animation. It was very much like...
And it just turns out that the story was really awesome too. Yeah.
Which was not
what really tied the movie together is Randy Newman, really. I mean, no, I'm joking. Don't.
Which, by the way, is really... Okay, anyone that's seen the movie Parenthood with Steve Martin knows for a fact that motherfucker wrote that song back in like 90. For the Parenthood, it was I love to see you smile. It's the exact same song. I love to see you smile. And he admitted in an interview once. Randy Newman, I'm on your bullshit, Randy Newman. Anyway,
yeah. We call you out, Randy Newman.
You out, Randy. Oh, fuck. So yeah. Toy Story 1 was a major success, but in those days, Disney did not anticipate on doing sequels to their properties because it just wasn't profitable. They had better revenue streams for the products. And plus, like, then you look at the sequels and it's like, are we going to be able to get Tom Hanks again? Are we going to be able to get Tim Allen again?
Yeah.
Or are we going to have to switch it to another voice, which is what you usually see. Like Cash,
And
you
you
were
can
saying
tell.
we compared it to like Aladdin's sequel, Return of Jafar. Did you say you've seen that?
I've never seen it.
Never seen that one. Has anyone here seen that one?
I don't think
I have, but I don't remember
I think
it.
I watched it, but
Exactly.
but Robin Williams wasn't in
No, he wasn't. You
Exactly.
that's
Like,
the
they could've been Robin
thing.
Williams.
See, that messed it all up for me.
Yeah, no, don't.
I think
Don't try to trick
people
me.
were in love with the voices as they were, and I know that director John Lasseter had Tom Hanks in mind from the beginning for Woody, and I think that was even during the script writing period where Woody was the villain, which he kind of still is the villain of the movie. Besides Sid,
He's a dick.
Woody's kind of
He
the
is a
asshole.
dick.
Like everyone has to like go through what is it? It's like a character arc, or a hero's journey of sorts.
But there really is no. Okay, so like Woody isn't the hero of this film. It's actually Buzz, to be completely honest.
Because Buzz is the one that's...
He's more pure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he just
but
doesn't-
then again, that's why it's a good buddy film.
Yeah.
Because you never really have one protagonist or antagonist. It's the two people versus each other.
They kind of balance out each other.
And end up being really good buddies. But it's like with... I mean, Woody literally, you just can't get past the fact that Woody tried to kill Buzz Lightyear. He just tried to kill him.
Dead to me.
Yeah.
Woody.
He tried to kill him.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's not a good guy. In fact, they should have got rid of him. They should have got rid of his character. Woody didn't need to be in the sequel. I'm joking.
Did Tom Hanks, has he played a villain in any movie? I can't think of one.
Philadelphia? No.
No.
Too soon. Wait.
Wait, anybody out there on live?
All right. Let's see here.
That's my question.
No, I can't think of him ever being a villain.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of it.
Do you want to?
No,
Think of
I
him
don't
as a villain?
I mean,
No.
We
we
never
were
wanna
talking
see
about
him.
where our
No, I'd actually like to see it now. Now, if he plays the
you'd
villain,
have to
because
play
we've
the
had
villain.
decades of like conditioning to see Tom Hanks as a good guy.
The only way,
but if he played a villain, it would have to be be fucked
at
up.
this moment, I think the only way I would want to see Tom Hanks play a villain if he was like a racist.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that would like, you know what I mean? I
Get him that
watching
Oscar?
that from him. Yeah, I feel like I can watch that.
That'd be good.
He was a dick in Punchline.
Yeah, but I mean,
think
he was helping out.
Oh, it's like an 80s flick where he's a stand-up
Stand-up comedian.
And it's the story of him and this female stand-up comedian, and they are in a relationship, and he's not a
I'm
good
slacking.
friend. I don't know. I remember wanting to see it at the time as a kid because I loved
It's
Big.
early 80s, man. If y'all
And-
remember, this is like the advent of Atari.
Yeah.
You would rent movies at the video store
That's good
because it had the
times.
same actor, but you wouldn't know anything else, and so you end up seeing things like I remember seeing a Pee Wee Herman, like a Pee Wee's Playhouse thing that was like the stage version of Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Oh, that was weird.
And he like hypnotizes a woman that she gets like half naked. And like, you know, but anyhow, I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, this is all very interesting.
Love toys.
But no, I'm just saying at that time, you would go to the video store and just rent movies because actors you liked were in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you'd be like, what the fuck is this? So I think that's why I even saw
Caligula. What
Yeah,
is
no,
this?
I mean,
Is it?
I watched a lot of cable.
What are you doing, Sean Connery?
No, but yeah, I don't think Tom Hanks has ever really been a proper villain. And yeah, I mean, for him to be a racist will be hella fucked up.
But I feel like it has to be like
Yeah,
fucked
yeah,
up.
that's
like that.
No, I mean, I would like to see some true, like some Dexter shit. Like, he is a fucking
Well, like
serial
Vince Vaughn-
killer. And it would have to be a murky situation,
Yeah,
too. It's
when
like,
Vince Vaughn
he's
played a
only
villain,
killing
it was
people who are
weird.
kind of fucked up. So, like, I don't know. I mean, it'd have to be something pretty gnarly. I mean, so hey, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Come on, man, write that shit up. He
Suggestion.
can't be playing like TV reporters.
I don't
and
think
shit.
he can do it now.
Or
He's
news
gonna play
reporters.
fucking Mr.
Yeah.
Rogers.
No, he's
Oh, I'm
just
sorry.
gonna.
It's like those astronaut days are over. He can't do astronauts
Maybe
again.
Mr. Rogers is a villain in real life.
Oh, you never
And we're gonna find out.
look for the helpers, look for the villains. Yeah, so and then there's Tim Allen, which I don't think anyone cares if they ever see him.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I like
That's known for Home Improvement.
I like Home Improvement.
I liked Home Improvement, but his show now is hella red.
And then he was good in the Santa Claus. I liked him in that.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, actually,
Great in
yeah.
Galaxy Quest.
I never watched that.
That one's amazing.
Good.
That one's definitely worth checking out. It's like they're a Star Trek. They're actors, and
his stand-up was good.
Thinks that they're real, and
He has a stand-up.
Yeah,
I did not know.
Yeah, like cocaine fueled stand-up.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's intense.
Yeah.
So then when you see his characters come to life on TV, you're like, oh.
Man, you guys keep making me feel bad for making fun of people. Great cast in the Toy Story movie. And what was great about Toy Story 2 was that they did retain pretty much the whole cast. Like, you've got, that person, Don Rickles.
Don Rickles, man. By the way, he's like the best insult comic. Have you ever seen
good.
Those
Don
roasts?
Rickles?
The old what's his name?
Dean
Martin roast.
Yeah.
Or Dean Martin comedy or whatever.
Yeah.
I love roasts.
So yeah, I mean, and he's super old school.
Look at me.
I am a roast.
Roasted myself.
I'm roasted. That's how much I like roast.
But yeah, he was that guy that was on every sitcom back in the day, like F Troop, fucking Andy Griffith,
That's a trip. I gotta go.
Monsters. So he was just a stock TV actor. Great scene with this. You got Jim Varney as Slinky the dog. Hey Vern. Ernest.
Yeah, and I don't know how this
first, but Ernest also had a bunch of like TV specials before he went to camp.
Yeah,
Ernest was like Bo Jackson.
Which you were saying, dang, that's true.
How so?
Ernest knows everything.
Ernest knows everything. Or nothing.
Oh, it's true.
Or nothing. That was the.
I think it's like he's like the nega Bo Jackson, whereas like nega Superman was like the reverse.
Oh yeah.
Like, Bo Jackson could actually do the shit, but Vern was like, I'll try.
He was always willing to get it.
Like Cash, you were saying that you actually have seen most of the.
Yeah, like I watched all like Ernest Scared Stupid, Ernest Saves Christmas, Ernest. It's like 3 or 4 of them that like we used to watch like growing up. Like seriously watch like Ernest Scared Stupid. I couldn't wait for my kids to watch the shit.
Yeah,
and they love it now.
Yeah,
like especially around Halloween time.
Yeah, that's true. That's something that's going
because he saves Halloween.
Like Halloween
Scares Stupid.
That's the one where he's in the forest?
Yeah.
Like in the forest?
Sprays the little trolls with the milk.
Yes.
That's a good one.
That's wild.
Rimshot, his little best friend.
Right.
And then you got like John Ratzenberger, best known for Cheers.
Oh yeah.
He's actually in Coco, is what I saw.
Yeah.
Man, I have not seen Coco. Okay.
Yeah.
Next
Coco.
Yeah, it's dope. It is dope. Yeah.
Pixar still hitting it out of the park.
Hitting it out of the park.
Good.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
It hit the heartstrings.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, they always do, right?
Yeah, they do a great job. And that's the thing. And this was the one that really kicked it off. So with that being said, we are going to take our break now. We actually formatted differently today. We watched the first movie, and we're talking to you right now. And then we're going to go watch the second movie right now. And then we'll have our showdown where we'll actually talk to
and don't worry, the next part will be like 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
You're almost done.
Tell us a little bit more about what he's up to in hip-hop, and then we'll talk Toy Story 2. So until then, listen to this little... probably going to get us arrested loop of samples from Toy Story 2. Toy Story.
Yeah, Disney don't mess around with their copyrights. All right.
You killed my father.
Surrender,
You killed my father. You killed my father.
surrender,
You killed my father.
I am your father.
There's a snake in my boot. 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 There's a snake. I'm a rare Sheriff Woody doll.
One-armed cowboy.
I'm a rare Sheriff Woody doll.
One-armed cowboy.
I'm a rare Sheriff Woody doll.
One-armed cowboy.
I'm a rare Sheriff Woody doll.
Did this Andy break you?
There's a snake in my boot. 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 There's a snake.
Plaything.
Welcome back for part 2 of Electric Boogaloo, part 2, in which we review the sequels to the movies that we all love. We just got done watching Toy Story 2 with Cash Lansky, Pike Romera, and Odette Felix here at the Barrio house of Justin Miller and Bethany Evans.
Yeah.
Before we get too far engrossed into Toy Story conversations, just want to talk to Cash a little bit about what you're up to these days. I last night on the Spotify listened to your 2017 the Cool Table, and really enjoyed that thoroughly. So how did that album come about? What's the story behind that?
I just wanted to try to do some cool shit. I felt like I needed to kind of test myself almost, to push myself a little bit harder. And I feel like that was the album that I wanted to really try to give it to. I really sat down with the whole thought process. Usually, like, it'll come afterwards. He's passing that to you.
Sorry.
No, so I usually have, like, the thought usually comes after writing a couple songs. But this one, it kind of happened the other way around. It went from me kind of saying, okay, I wanted to do the Cool Table. So I kind of made songs around that.
Gotcha, yeah.
So it was a different... Bill, I feel a different vibe, different energy.
Yeah, and it definitely, I mean, when you listen to the whole record, it definitely goes, it feels like from scene to scene, like there's definitely like feelings or characters or something that you're trying to portray in each track. Sort of, to a certain extent, it seems like. I don't know, but when I hear the title "Cool Story" or "Cool Table," I flash back to like
the Cool Story.
Cool Story, bro.
That's next.
The Cool Table, bro. Cool Table, bro. What that conjures for me is like high school.
That's where it is. Like that was my basis of it. It's like, remember in high school, everybody thought their fucking table was cool.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you sat there, but the only reason why that table was cool is because you were there. Like everybody else's fucking table was as cool as yours, probably even cooler than yours. But once you came there, like you were accepted at this table. So I kind of wanted to bring people to my table. Like this is where I stand. This is me. This is what you'll get. I can't offer you anything else. This is what you're going to get. So I kind of used, that's where it kind of came from, was that high school mentality of,
awesome.
Our table's the coolest.
Oh, yeah. And I think we definitely offer that. I think we're about to get a visit from Bethany Evans, or am I?
Should I pass this to you so it looks like you're smoking it around?
But yeah. Hey, Bethany. Welcome to Electric Boogaloo Part 2. You all remember Bethany. She was our premiere guest as well as our 1 year anniversary guest, which she made us watch a very Brady sequel, and we were all very.
He gave her a hard time.
I am taking
Which one is it?
all your words
Brady
for that one.
The sequel is the one with.
They go to Hawaii.
No, like her dead husband comes back from back to life.
Fake dead husband.
Thank
you.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, I do remember.
They do end up in
One of the
Hawaii.
best Brady sequel. I mean, double episodes anyway.
I forgot about that one.
You guys obviously haven't watched it in a while. No, I don't know. I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion, even if it's not correct. Anyways. But yeah, thank you, Bethany, for joining us today. No, I really, that's cool. I really like that concept of a cool table, and we definitely all did have our own little microcosms in high school. I always liked to pretend like, I touch base with everyone, but really, you had that core, you had that circle, that round table.
That was one thing I could say. Like, I really touch the core of each table. I was allowed to go sit at all these tables because I was really hanging out with them or were cool with somebody at that table.
Right.
So I was able to go sit down at damn near almost any table that you can think of. Fucking skaters, gangsters, the weirdos, like the good weirdos. Not the other ones we were talking about.
Not the child molesting weirdos that we discussed earlier.
And then what made it, I sold weed to all the other kids, so I was able to really sit around. So I got to see and that's another thing, growing up in Alaska, I got to see a different side of life. From going from Pittsburgh, the city, to going to Alaska was like completely.
Yeah, I would imagine that's quite a shift.
For sure. You're the only,
that's true.
Like black kid. We moved to Wasilla first. It's a city in Alaska, and like I remember the kids were like, "Can I touch your hair?" Because I had this high top when I got there. Can I touch your hair?
Just a disclaimer: that is in fact racist, ladies and gentlemen. To ask anyone, can I touch your hair? Oh, your hair looks so interesting. I've never touched one of you's hairs.
Why does it feel like that? I don't know. Ask my fucking mom. I don't know what to tell you at this point.
Not allowed, folks. Yeah.
So if you didn't know that, if you didn't know that, you know that. So there you go.
I won't finish that. Cool. Yeah.
Ashton, I was gonna say this. Did you see what he's about to do? He's gonna Ashton this shit.
I was good. I did that because I was like, oh,
it's experience right there.
It's just like I'm gonna hold it right there for a second. But the reality is, I got it.
That's so good.
But yeah, so awesome. And that's kind of based on what I saw on Spotify and your Bandcamp. That's your second full length or solo for full length.
My second.
Because what?
Yes, because I have
SEE.
Yes, I have C, and then the Tonight Show with Marley, and then that. So yes,
awesome.
That is.
Yeah.
That's my third. I take that back because I have Simplicity.
Okay.
I dropped in 2012.
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you're not going to be at Hip Hop Festival, unfortunately, but there are good reasons.
Yes,
we already touch on that.
No. We did. We talked
about your tour, but you're going to join them in Atlanta, huh?
Yeah.
Who are you going on tour with?
Dizzy Wright. Marley's on that tour with them, so we're going to go fuck some shit up in other cities.
Nice.
That's my only reason for not being at the hip hop festival.
Yeah, and it's
so you start in Atlanta. Where are you going to next?
I think it's Orlando, Pensacola, Houston, Dallas, New Mexico, and then 2 dates I think in AZ.
Nice, man. You're going into the South.
Yeah.
The South. You're going south of the South. Florida is like the South, but upside down.
I've been to Miami. I've never been to Orlando or Pensacola yet. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
This shit should be dope.
So where does this all start for you? Like when did you start? Were you a musical youth?
No, no.
Yeah.
Grew up selling weed sacks and let's see. I kind of got in. I have an older cousin by the name of Shadiq that lives in Alaska, and he was like been in fucking. It was music, Barry Sanders, and football for this dude. Like,
all right,
everything was like. I remember as far back as I can remember. So he's always been like keyboards, MPCs, and shit around. So I've always been kind of around it, and I used to just always go to the studio with him, just bullshitting and writing to myself, not really like letting him know. Like he'd be like, "Yo, say this," and I fuck it all up, and I get discouraged, trying to rap because he was good. Like to me, this was the first person I know as a rapper. So he was like, everything he said to me was like super fucking dope. So I just started fucking around, man, just writing. I didn't get serious with it until I think 2003. Yeah. 2004. 2003.
Were you in Tucson at this point?
I was in Tucson. I got down in Tucson in 1998.
Okay.
98, 99.
What high school did you go to?
Rincon.
Oh, okay.
All right.
East side. Yeah. I got down when I was a sophomore.
Okay.
That's OG in here.
I'm a little old.
You're OG right now.
As far as Tucson's concerned, absolutely.
People and I be looking at, I'm like, damn, I'm kind of older.
Stock dates.
We are.
And so what it was like in Tucson in the 90s. Like there wasn't really much of a rap scene. It was just starting out around like 96, 97.
The first people, like I think the first local CD I ever heard was Red Dirt Specimen.
Yeah.
That was the first.
Same me.
Yeah. That was the first thing. First, and I was just like, damn, this is kind of dope. And then I think like the second person I ever heard was Show Nuff.
Yeah.
Is that all you got? He
is OG, bro. Look, like he is like pre-OG me. Like, and most people don't know this about Show Nuff, but like I remember when probably my third or fourth day here in Tucson, I walked into the fucking computer room and he was sitting in front of me. And he was like, yo, like, didn't even know who I was. Like, yo, you listen to rap? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, here, check this out. On the Walkman. Like,
here, just put on these headphones.
Nice. Put it on and like, and this is when Show Enough was 5150 back in the day. I don't know if people know that, but he was 5150 back in the day. And bro was just rapping his ass off.
Is he still putting out music, or is he doing the barbershop?
No, he still puts out music. He's doing his thing right now, producing now. He's playing at the Hip Hop Festival. You guys go check him out.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
there's like
he's OG.
There's like 80 people in the festival.
But I do remember
I'm on the festival. I don't even know how that happened.
There's more than 80 people on the festival.
Yeah, you see, there's more than 80. Thank God, I didn't want
almost double that.
80.
Yeah.
But I do remember when you didn't have these like chances to go to these venues and go to all these shows that's going on right now.
Right.
I remember a time where it'd be like slim to none.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I've only been here since 2002. And I would say for the first 10 years I was here, it didn't really seem like it was.
There was a time where LPDOGG ran Tucson Access TV.
Oh, yeah.
Do people?
Yeah, I've seen it only when I visited. But I'm anxious to interview him and talk to him.
Oh, what a time. Like, and that's all kind of like, I remember before when you used to go on like YouTube and put in like Tucson hip hop, like he will be the only one that will pop up.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, yikes! Is this what people see when they see Tucson? Like, because I felt like Tucson, there was so much more.
I mean, pre-internet, pre-internet, you really had to know people. There wasn't that many studios. I mean, and we were just talking about this earlier in the day before we started recording. It was just like if you were into hip hop, you can go the DJ route because that was somewhat affordable. But if you wanted to make beats, you couldn't do it. And if you wanted to record it, it was just really expensive.
Yeah.
It was really expensive to do hip hop back then. But yeah, we've come up.
Yeah.
We've come like 9,000 artists. You see, because it was somewhere above 80 artists and under 9,000 artists is what the Tucson Hip Hop Fest 2018 is going to be. So, and there's a wide range beyond that range that I just gave you of various different types of performances. Y'all got to check it out.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool to have a fucking festival, man.
Yeah.
I think that's the dopest shit.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Like, especially to see it like non-exist. Like to just
for so long.
For so long. Now it's like we have something to be fucking proud about. Like the cats from Phoenix that want to be a part of it.
Right.
Like, and they like really want to be a part of it. They'll be like, yo, I wish I can get on the hip hop festival. I'm like, well, did you submit? Oh, I thought you had to be like, nah, go ahead, go do that. Like, go submit, go be on that. Cause it'll be super dope to have. I feel like that's something that we've been working on too, is building that relationship between us and Phoenix.
Yeah, and that's tough. And I'm not from here, and so originally at least, so I don't really feel that pull. But I was at a show, say hi to your mom show, or say hi. It's like an indie electro. I went with an ex-girlfriend, and he was mentioning how the last time he came through, he went to Tucson, and the crowd was like, boo, and I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, Tucson's the city where dreams go to die, and I'm just like, what? Where is this kid coming from? And I'm like, is this really all just based in like?
There's people who go to Phoenix, like are from Phoenix, and come to Tucson, just have like the worst experience ever, and then they'll be like, I'm never going back to Tucson. I'll see them like type about it on Facebook and
that's
shit.
Weird, man.
Like, damn, where did you go that was
seriously,
It's terrible because I don't know that place.
Yeah,
it's not that big of a city. We would know if there was shitty places to go. I don't know. Is it all just ASU versus UA? Is that where it stems from, or is it more than that?
I don't know.
But I don't care, and it should just fucking stop. And that's awesome to hear that you guys are like trying to find some kind of common ground, because it is. I mean, like, we're a community at some point. You know, if
there's a lot of Phoenix cats too that love the Tucson community. They think it's super fucking dope.
Yeah,
like they always, they always give us props on that. When I talk to a lot of cats, they're like, "Yo, Tucson got something. Like, you guys are like." They be like, we're the shit, but you guys are like the shit. You know what I mean? Like, you guys got your shit together. Like, you guys got dope sounds coming out of there. Like,
for a city this size, it's kind of crazy that a hip hop festival this size can happen. I mean, I don't know how many, but I at least saw like 2,000 people there last year. There must have been more.
There wasn't that many. No, there wasn't. There wasn't.
I felt that way.
80 and 9,000 people were there.
What's that?
80 and 9,000 people were there in between.
Okay.
No.
See, 80 to 9,000
general range, general scientific range.
Usually, with a guesstimation of the audience is concerned, you go with a high number. So 80,000 people were there last year. Out of Tucson's about just over 1 million people these days. Say 80,000 people. That's like that's a something of a percentage.
You're going crazy. You're going off.
The actual population.
No, we had
Tucson's a hip hop town.
We had 1,500 people last year.
Yeah,
that's including artists. So I mean, that's what we had, and that was really dope. And we're hopefully doubling this year.
Yeah,
that's the goal.
Well, not to stop this great conversation about the history of Tucson and hip hop, but and then just one more thing about Tucson Hip Hop Fest. If there are people that want to volunteer, people that want to volunteer with Tucson Hip Hop Fest. My friend Deborah's child volunteered last year. They're like 16 or 17. Yeah. Is there still opportunities for folks that want to get involved in case this airs early enough that people can still get involved?
Yeah, if this airs early enough, then you still can. Basically go to just TucsonHipHopFestival.com, and there's a volunteer tab, and just hit that, and then there's a small application to fill out, and there's an orientation February 10th.
February 10th orientation. We could probably hit this before.
If this is out of,
do it right now. Right. Get on your computer. You're already on your computer. Just open another tab. But I know you got 12 tabs open.
Just even for next year, there's a chance to.
Yeah, definitely.
We plan on doing it next year, so hopefully.
Yeah. And is it like 16 and over, or what is the age?
Yeah, we definitely. I mean, 16 is preferred. Obviously, we don't really want anybody younger than that. But
18 is probably preferred technically. But if we want to give the kids a chance.
Sure. Too. Yeah. Under 18, we have to have a parent guardian signature.
That makes sense. So. Well, cool. So look that up. TucsonHipHopFestival.com. Also, hit up Cash Lansky. I found him on Spotify. I found him on Bandcamp. And I found him on the SoundCloud. So
everything's Cash Lansky.
Everything is just Cash Lansky, one word, right?
So easy.
Yeah, that's branding.
Social media.
I in a weird way ended up doing that, but with the Taj Roy thing usually. But I'm not trying to sell anything usually, so it was like I'm branded, but for what? So go check it out. But obviously we still want to hang out for a sec and get back to this Toy Story situation. Toy Story 2. We just got done watching it, and it holds up. Let's get first reactions. Pike, you actually were saying that. Oh, and of course I'm interrupting your work. No, you were saying that. You weren't sure you had seen it, and then you're like, okay, I think I might have. As the person that didn't already have an opinion, how did it hold up for you?
It just seemed like the first one. It just seemed like
toys.
It just kind of just toys and but the storyline I think kind of was similar in some parts and.
We did get to the airport scene where they're chasing after Jesse and Pike says, "This is the remote control scene." Yeah, remote control scene. I was like,
even the cowgirl reminiscing was kind of like the Buzz Lightyear toy, finding out he's not the only one in the first one. So I don't know. It kind of just seemed whatever. I mean, it was good, but it's still just like
Percy, meh.
Well, meh. Yeah.
Solid meh.
Now, when you hit me up, Pike, you were like, "Hey, we're gonna have Cash come down and talk." You mentioned. I said, "Okay, well, what's Cash's favorite sequel?" And you said, "I'll let you know." And I get back. He wants to watch Toy Story 2. I was just thinking, and I was just like, oh, well, that's incredible. We're going to spend Super Bowl Sunday watching Toy Story 2 and Cash Lansky and Pike Romero. How can it get any better than that? So Cash, this was the movie that you chose. So what is your, before we get into you talking about the movie itself, why did you choose Toy Story 2?
It kept the story going. It didn't miss a beat. So it just felt like you could sit there and watch 1 and 2 all together. Mm-hmm. I could actually do that for one movie.
Oh yeah.
And
we normally would have, but we split it up today to try to do
even the third one kind of, pushed the movie a little bit more, but I just felt like it was just one big movie.
Yeah.
Like I was cool with it, even though like Pike said, it's kind of the same shit, like just swapped in different stories.
Yeah.
But it plays into the movie. Like it made the movie flow that well.
Would you said you saw the original like in the time that it came out in 95? Do you think it was the same with this one, or was it more because we were talking about you watching a lot of these movies with your kids?
I think so. Yeah, because I was like as excited for seeing the first one I was for the second one.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to see it when it came, even though I was a little older. I still wanted to see shit when it came. Like so for my kids to watch it and see their reaction to it, like they get excited when they see the toys come alive. They're like, oh, the toys are so. That excitement is still in that movie.
Yeah, definitely.
It's interesting to me that that they were able to still kind of keep that that heart warmth,
right?
Like from the first one, and being 4 years later, kind of still give you that same feel of that.
Yeah, they definitely went into these movies with the intention of it really portraying the idea that toys. All a toy really wants is to have a child love it and to play with it, which is a great message, and like especially for like for the Disney brand, it's like all we really want is to be loved, and they do keep that alive, and like especially with the development of the relationship between Buddy and Buzz, where now they're equals, and all of that it definitely does hold on to the heart. So at this point, we usually ask our guest to give us their synopsis, like a 5-minute breakdown of the storyline, as best as you can recall.
Yeah, because I'm high, so
it's the perfect time.
Let's see what that did to your short-term memory. Let's go.
I fucked with it. I can tell you that. So it goes into like I felt like it went from Woody helping out Buzz. To Buzz now returning the favor.
Right.
From the beginning of the movie, they're homeboys now. Let me see. I'm high.
The movie starts out with that epic Buzz Lightyear.
What is it? Star
Trek, Star Wars, Star Space scenery.
Spacey, yeah.
We get to see Buzz Lightyear in action fighting Zurg.
See, I'm not as good as Romo did to knock that shit down.
He's had practice.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Reach deep and got that.
What else?
But we pull back to find out they're playing a Buzz Lightyear video game. But so I guess just like how does the plot advance? Like what's the story of the movie?
Still high. Plot advance.
Like what is who's the major like protagonist? Like who's the villain of this movie? Like how does it all get started?
The villain of the story. Well, I can't tell the whole. I guess
we are full of spoilers.
Pete is a fucking villain.
Okay, you see, but he's the villain you didn't see,
right?
For sure,
he's the villain that you didn't see the whole time. But I mean,
so is Al the villain?
I guess. Al is at least the trigger of the story.
He's the
nothing would have happened
villain,
if Al hadn't picked up Woody and stole him.
Okay, so
stole straight.
He straight up stole him. Yeah,
because she was not going to sell him. She locked Woody in the cash box, and Al literally busted open the lock and stole him. So he's at the very least the first villain.
He is the first villain.
And then
there's 3 villains in this actually. There's 3 villains. There's Al. There's Stinky Pete, and then there's Zurg. Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Yeah. So like they doubled up. They even doubled up on the Buzz Lightyears in this movie. They just added more of what you already like.
Well, Toy Story 2 came out in 1999. That was quite a year for films. It was the same year that Phantom Menace came out. Phantom Menace was number 1 that year.
Dang.
Sixth Sense came out that year.
Dang.
Number 3 in the top 5 was Toy Story 2. Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
That's the second one?
This is the second one.
That is the second one, right? Yeah. With Heather Graham.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Halle Berry is a Goldfinger. Or not Halle Berry.
Beyonce.
Beyonce's the second one.
No, Beyonce's
third one. The All-American one. Where they go back in time.
Cleopatra.
They time travel in that. He has the lowrider, right? That time travels.
Yeah, the third one wasn't that great, man.
No.
That's the gold shit, right?
Yeah, gold member. Gold member. But... and then number 5 that year was The Matrix.
Dang, The Matrix.
1999 was actually
It was a pretty good year, man. Remember when we thought the world was going to end? Remember that Y2K shit? Yeah. No, seriously, I had people like stocking up on food, on canned food and stuff. They literally thought the satellites were going to fall out of the sky and all that.
I was in Nogales.
Really?
So basically what happened was Hollywood saw that there was a last minute cash in. They're like, we got to put out
all the movies
right now because the world is probably going to end. We got a deadline. It's January 1st, 2000. So
let's at least give them one more Star Wars. One more Star Wars at least before the end of the world. Which they should not have rushed.
I've never seen a Star Wars movie.
What?
None of them?
Never.
Yeah.
You've never seen a single... Whoa, dude.
You're a rarity these days, I feel like. Especially now with all the new ones.
I know I should. But
Are you like Amish or some shit?
But that's the thing. We were talking about this phenomenon too earlier, where you were saying that your kids weren't into the older animated movies because they don't look as good as the new ones. I feel like, well, maybe not you, but if you tried to show them the original Star Wars trilogy, like 4, 5, and 6,
they wouldn't care.
They would be like, "What is this old crap?"
And then everybody was like,
"It looks
tell
like
me,
crap."
don't start and watch the first one first, or I'll just."
Or it's Phantom Menace, like the prequels, the 1, 2, and 3, or the
don't watch the prequels first.
Anyhow.
Your expectations have to be like really let down. So you got to see the three middle ones, right? You got to see New Hope, Empire, and Jedi, and then you're like, oh damn! I bet they're gonna come back with the prequels hard, and then it's kind of sad, and then you get the what was the reboot?
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens, yeah,
that's a good one.
Thank you.
And The Last Jedi was good too, but you haven't seen that one yet.
I haven't seen Last Jedi yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, let's go away from Star Wars.
Yeah, there's a part of it that almost wants you not to see him now because you've made it this long without seeing it. I was like, you can do it. No, but they are. It's a great franchise as well, and I think they're doing a good job with the new ones. There's a lot of controversy about that. Anyhow, Toy Story 2 budget of $90 million, opening weekend grossed 57, and then ultimately worldwide grossed $497 million. Is definitely still seen as, if not better than, a very high quality sequel. That's a very common opinion. When I was doing research, I could hardly find anyone that disagrees with that idea that it is a quality sequel. And we on this show generally like to tell people, no, it's not as good.
Yeah.
And this one, like I was rewatching again today, and I had even been formulating. I was talking to my girlfriend and roommate, and formulating like how I'm gonna say that number one is better. And I was still like, you know what? Like we even just the start where it's the video game. It's like this is a really creative way to start this movie.
I mean, the one Toy Story 1 and 2 are like two sides of the same coin.
Definitely.
They definitely had a better budget, and I think they got a little bit better on the animation.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Those 4 years changed a lot.
You know what I noticed after watching 1 and 2? The first movie, when Buzz finds out that he was a toy, like it crushed his world. When Woody found out this one, it like made his world. Like he was the man.
Absolutely.
I didn't pay attention to that one before, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely true. It is a total flip of that concept.
Because Woody became the man again. Like before Buzz got there, he thought he was the shit.
And Buzz even got another check of attitude when he met the other.
Yeah,
he was like, "Damn, is this how I was?" That's how you were.
Yeah. No, there's some great moments in Toy Story 2 where you get that reversal of character from the first one. They really did do it in a creative way to have the main protagonist, or the first protagonist at least, be somebody who maybe is a toy fetishist who's like doing that stuff. So at the end of the day, though, can we really pick a favorite?
Toy Story 1 is my favorite.
Wow.
I think Toy Story 1 is just a little bit better in story.
Yeah.
I feel like 2 held his weight. Like
definitely held his weight.
And Jessie.
The inclusion of a strong female in the cast was a welcomed addition.
With a good backstory too.
It had the Sarah McLachlan. It had less Randy Newman.
Had a lot less,
I don't think that
unit,
should be
but it
discounted.
did have one Stinky Pete, and I think the inclusion of like
Fraser Crane as
the
Stinky
villain
Pete.
that you didn't see in this movie, kind of like that's what makes it equal to the first Toy Story. Is that there's a good twist.
Yeah.
You didn't see that Stinky Pete was like, oh hell no.
Right.
I am going to a museum.
Can we talk about Stinky Pete and Frasier
Yeah.
combo? Stinky Pete and Frasier combo
Yeah.
is interesting in itself.
Absolutely. Yeah. They really brought a little, because you would expect someone named Stinky Pete to be like, howdy, I'm Stinky Pete. And so it's like, well, rather,
me is a stereo.
Yeah. So yeah. What else to say? I really do. It's still number one for me too.
Just by a little.
I really like Sid. I really like the character arc of Buzz in that movie, coming to terms with his reality. I even like the shittiness of Woody. I even like that Woody is like pretty shitty, and like he has to realize how to actually be a friend, because he didn't know how to be a friend before Buzz came along. I think that's also it. Like there was no other like humanoid toy except for Little Bo Peep, and so like now he's got someone that's kind of at his level. I don't know. We could all learn a good lesson from watching Toy Story and Toy Story.
Always 2. A new toy. There's always a new toy.
There's always a new toy, and just because you're significant other is attracted to someone else does not mean
we're deep.
They don't love you. That's just going back to when we were actually watching the movie. But it's true. If we have to be open to the fact that we are going to be attracted to other people. It does not mean that we are bad.
Bo Peep. I like it.
Bo Peep. Yeah,
whoever was there.
Bo Peep definitely had a little bit of a flirtation with Buzz, and it's another one of those. I said this then, I'll say it now. It's one of those Wolverine Cyclops situations with Jean Grey. She did call him Beefcake. Did she use Beefcake? Oh, I wish she did.
That was me. I didn't hear what you said.
If you're gonna
Beefcake,
tweet Odette at all, be sure to
Beefcake.
Hashtag beefcake for the boys. Only for the boys.
No pictures. Hashtags.
Just hashtag beefcake.
Let me make that clear.
It's making a comeback, and Odette is leading the charge. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for coming in today. I had a lot of fun.
Sorry, I was too high for a
No, this was great. That's part of the fun is that we get to sit around, we get to watch movies.
And we got subs. Hey, one time for subs, man. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, East Coast
right on time. Like I thought it was gonna die, and then just brought me back to life right there.
Seriously, it was like
it was.
I was about to get crazy.
You were kind of weirded out about the tomatoes and the cheesesteak, though.
A little weird.
I took out my tomatoes too. It was
like you were happy, you had smiles, and then you opened your shit up, and you're like, it's kind of playing out. Like you were real serious. Like, there are no tomatoes in a cheesesteak.
Just something to think about, East Coast. You might want to list what you're actually going to put on the cheesesteak, because tomato and lettuce are not regular toppings for a cheesesteak.
A whole lot of extra stuff,
but it was still delicious. Thank you, East Coast.
Yeah.
You've always been a tried and true sandwich shop here in town. So one last time, some plugs for all the great folks here. Be sure to check out TucsonHipHopFestival.com for all of your Tucson Hip Hop Fest needs. We also encourage you to...
And what date is that?
That is going to be on Saturday, February 24th at 191 East Tools. $15 at the door, you think? Yeah, $15.
Or pre-sale. You can go get them
or
$40 champagne and strippers.
You can get that
for the $40.
You can get those tickets at rialtotheater.com or at the Rialto Theater box office. And also keep your ear to the ground for Cash Lansky. Seriously, if you have Spotify, check it out. Two of his records are there, and
you don't have to go that down to the ground. He's kind of coming up.
That's right.
So you don't have to literally put your ear to the ground. Just Google search Cash Lansky.
Also, as we spoke of before, Bandcamp. Hit up. Is it Bandcamp? Is it cashlansky.bandcamp.com?
Yeah. /Cash Lansky.
Is that how they do it on Bandcamp? I can never remember. Just go to Bandcamp and search Cash Lansky. He comes up.
Backslash Bandcamp.
But definitely check it out. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Thank you, Pike, for asking to
doing
here.
all that you do, man. That's no easy feat to get 80,000 people between
You build it, they will come.
It'll happen. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on another exciting Electric Boogaloo Part 2.
Yeah.